Great. And I wanted to next talk about some local requirements, and I've got a slide up here about Los Angeles City, Los Angeles County, what they're requiring, and we're seeing in LA County and San Francisco, the Bay Area counties, including Berkeley, have similar requirements that they're all band together to make it consistent for the Bay Area. And we're seeing a lot of similarities, but there are some differences. And so it's important for the business to take a look at those protocols carefully and make sure that they're complying with all of the requirements. Now, we're seeing in a lot of these protocols too, I want to point out, as I have up for LA County, that the essential workers, if they're working, they have to wear a non-medical grade face covering, and it has to be provided by the employer. LA County is clear about this. Some of the other protocols that we're seeing requirements aren't necessarily clear if it has to be provided by the employer or not. But under California law, we're taking it pretty cautiously, saying, look, the employer should probably be providing those and making those available to the employees at the employer's cost. Now, if the employer does not have the face coverings, can't get them, they can ask the employees to get their own and wear them in, but if the employer needs to be ready to reimburse the employees for those. But there's some gray areas there too, where we're seeing at first it was face masks, non-medical grade face masks, but now we're seeing a lot of these protocols just has to be some kind of face covering, from a bandana to a scarf or something like that. So it depends on what you're requiring the employees to wear if you have to reimburse them. If you're saying, look, it just could be anything, a scarf, face covering, something like that, and the employee has that, you wouldn't have to necessarily pay them if they already have that and can bring it in from home. But if they say they don't have something, then the employer should be making it available and paying for that. Here in LA County, the ordinance also requires that the employees be permitted to wash their hands and sanitize their hands at least every 30 minutes, time being made available to them, and that would have to be paid time as well. So yeah, and it's a little unclear too. I don't think there's a requirement that employers have to track that, but it might be a good practice to put some type of documentation in place there for employers to track that and documenting this. So if that ever becomes an issue, you can prove that employees were doing this or were being reminded to do that every 30 minutes. And we're getting a lot of questions about this last bullet point too, about customers wearing non-medical non-medical grade face coverings while visiting the essential business. And we've got a lot of clients saying, we've got these customers coming in, they're not wearing a face covering. Do we have to enforce this? Do we have to kick them out? What do we do? And for LA County, the ordinance says that a business may refuse the service or admission to anyone who fails to wear the face covering. So it's in the business's judgment on what to do at that point. And I think there's some leeway there for businesses to accommodate people that forgot one or left it in the car or something like that, if they're being respectful about social distancing and everything like that. But if somebody is clearly just abusing and not paying attention to the social distancing requirements and they don't have a face covering, this ordinance does give businesses the right to refuse service and ask somebody to leave.